I made every BFDI character better, starting off with Fiery, and I want to turn him into some sort of fire spirit monster. So let's start by giving him a messier flame, take that and shrink for the inner flame, let's give him some scary eyes and a monster mouth, let's give him some clawed hands and legs, and here's upgraded Fiery. In this video, I'm gonna be upgrading all 20 BFDI characters, so watch until the end to see their crazy design, and remember to like and subscribe because these videos take me so much work. Moving on to Leafy, I'm thinking we give her the power to control plants. Since she's one with nature, I'm thinking we put some bug bites all over her. Let's have one right there and one right there. So let's go ahead and give her eyes, well, one eye, legs and arms. Let's have a vine growing out of her arm and have the vines wrap around her limbs too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's add a tiny little ladybug right here and we're done. Okay. And while we're at it, let's do evil Leafy too. So I'm just gonna take Leafy, recolor her to red. Let's give her the creepy evil Leafy eyes, the mouth and eyebrows. And I'm gonna have one of them cut. Now, since Leafy controls living plants, I'm gonna have evil Leafy control dead plants. So let's add some dead tree roots coming out from right here, 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 and here. And with that, here's upgraded evil Leafy too. So Bubbles up next. Whenever you see Bubbles, they're pretty much always in bunches and groups. So let's add more Bubbles to her design. Let's make her hands and legs into Bubbles. Let's add some tiny Bubbles around her too, fill in her face, and yeah, meet upgraded Bubble. Now, as for Flower, she's a flower. I mean, yeah, obviously. But you know what animal is most related to flowers? Bees. So let's turn Flower into a queen bee. First of all, remaking the asset. Okay, now let's give her a body and give her the stinger of a bee. 2 smug eyes. Let's give her some arms and legs. 2 antennas. Let's give her some nice wings. And I'd say she's looking beautiful. That was so corny. Meet upgraded Flower. Moving on to Spongy. And I actually have a really good idea for this one. But first of all, let's recreate the asset. I'm gonna make his eyes into holes themselves to make him just a little bit more unique. Let's add some holes all around too. A mouth, legs, and now let's start with the fun part. I'm gonna make Spongy into some sort of coral reef underwater habitat. Just trust me on this one, it's gonna look cool. We're gonna have an orangish coral coming out from right here, some purple seaweed over there, more corals right here, even more corals over here. Let's add some vegetation in this hole, starfish right here and right there. Let's make a tiny little crab, and yeah, okay, I'm really happy with how this came out. Meet upgraded Spongy. Rock is up next, and I think the obvious next step from a rock is a mountain. So let's start by forming the mountain, add in some shading, let's add some grass down at the bottom, add in some dirt, scatter pebbles around, let's give him a face, let's add some more mountains in the back, and let's give him legs. And lo and behold, upgraded Rocky. Ice cubes up next. I think the obvious next step is to make it an iceberg. So let's start by blocking out the shape, duplicate that, let's add in a gradient, some reflectiveness, let's give her stubby little legs, and wait, I have an idea. Let's also give her a tiny little face. Okay, let me... Adding in some little penguins up top, and here's upgraded Ice Cube. Pencil. My main inspiration is old Rubber Hose cartoons. And also Cuphead. Starting off with the body, let's add the tip and the eraser. Let's give her these Pac-Man eyes that you usually see in old cartoons, the iconic rubber hose gloves. I'm gonna give her some big boots, some marks on her gloves, and here's upgraded rubber hose pencil. Tennis ball's up next, and I wanna turn him into a mad scientist. Let's start with the asset, add lines, and I'm gonna give him stitching in the front of his face. Now let's start with the upgrading. Let's give him some massive goggles, give it a leather strap, and let's give him some mechanical claw hands. And I think it's pretty obvious that this is inspired by Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man. And here's upgraded tennis ball. Up next is Blocky, and I'm gonna turn him into a massive block monster. So let's start with the overall shape, and then separate it into little blocks, just like so. Let's add on some darker blocks for the legs and arms, and okay, we gotta figure out the face. No. Okay, I think this is the best we're gonna get it. Here's upgraded Blocky. Moving on to pen. My idea might be a little big, but bear with me. So you know how you use pen holders to hold pens, right? What if I turn the pen holder into a mech suit? Starting off with the body, let's add the embossing for a little more texture, a blue base and some blue joints. Let's give him big bulky blue arms, let's give him legs and some shoes, protective glass up top, let's add in a seat, a claw, and give him a blaster that shoots out ink, because he's still a pen after all. Let's give it some more accents, and finally let's slide pen in there. And here's upgraded pen. And now for eraser. Oh my god, I have the dumbest idea. Remember how eraser said,
I think pink is quite manly?
Well, I'm gonna be turning him so incredibly manly. Let's give him a manly leather coat, add on some white fluff, sleeves and some sleeve fluff, extremely manly earmuffs, and some manly cat ears, I mean monster ears, yeah. And meet Cat Girl Eraser. As for Match, I'm not gonna be upgrading her. Instead, I'm gonna give her a partner. And her partner is obviously gonna be a Matchbox. So let's start by forming this box, a slight extension in the back, add a layer of red up front, and add in the side part. Let's add in my new Match asset, and give her a face and limbs. Let's give him a face, arms, and legs. And here's upgraded Match, aka Match and Matchbox. As for Snowball, one of the things he owns that isn't really talked about much is his hang glider. So I wanna infuse the hang glider into his design. So let's start by giving him some green goggles, add in the lens, and a black strap. I'm gonna permanently give him the hang glider and connect it to his back. Let's give him an enraged expression, and I think we're done. Meet upgraded Snowball. As for Golf Ball, she's my favorite character, so we gotta do something extra special. Let's start with her asset, and now I wanna make it seem like she's going through some sort of computer virus corruption. So let's add in some green glitchiness, place it all over the side of her face, a darker green inside, and another layer of glitchiness. Let's give her a regular eye and a semi-realistic eye, a wide evil green, and a glitchy hand with a glitchy arm that's gonna come out from right there. Let's give her legs and we're done. Meet upgraded Golf Ball. Next up is Teardrop, and I'm gonna help her achieve her lifelong dream of being a pirate. So let's give her an eye patch with a stitch pattern, a pirate bandana with a skull symbol, and bones, a jacket with a belt and a hook. Let's give her a mouth and a gold tooth. Let's give her legs and a peg leg. And here's upgraded Teardrop. As for Coiny, since he's just a coin, we're gonna make him rich. Let's start off by giving him a it's in the name. So let's start with a more detailed asset. Let's give him screws for eyes, and let's carve out his mouth. Now for the scarecrow attire, let's give him a straw hat, a leather jacket, a pig. There you have it, upgraded Coiny. As for Woody, he always gets scared, so why don't we make him scary? And what's scarier than a scarecrow? I mean, it's in the name. So let's start with a more detailed asset. Let's give him screws for eyes, and let's carve out his mouth. Now for the scarecrow attire, let's give him a straw hat, a leather jacket, a pitchfork, a crow to sit on his shoulder, and with that, here's upgraded Woody. As for Needle, I'm gonna make her a medieval knight. Let's start with the chest plate and shoulder plates. Let's give her a helmet, gloves, and boots. Let's finish it off with a cape, and here's upgraded Needle. Now for Pin, I wanna make her into some sort of toy pin that you would find at kindergarten. So let's give her a more rounded asset and a less pointy tip. Let's put some stickers on her. One right here, one right here, and one right here. Let's have her attached to a sticky note, and here's upgraded Pin. Now let's upgrade the announcer. Let's start with his basic shape and add some lines to the actual speaker. Let's give him a light blue bow tie and a light green top hat, because he is an announcer after all. And the colors are also the colors of the BFDI logo. Let's give him some arms that can also function as a cake scooper, and let's give him a rocket engine that he can fly with. And so here's upgraded announcer. I also made a variation for the fiery speaker box, who has evil arms, and the flower speaker box, who looks very smug. Next up is profiling, cause they've always been there, right? I wanna make them into some sort of cyber secret agent. So I'm gonna give him some sci-fi glasses, futuristic headphones, and holographic data about every BFDI character. And here's upgraded profiling. As for David, let's just make him buff. Yeah. Upgraded David. Tell me what your favorite upgraded BFDI character is down in the comments, and like and subscribe or I would be very, very sad.